1 year ago, I moved my entire smart home setup to Home Assistant running on Home Assistant Green. So let me start with a verdict, straight and clear. I'm not going back, but this is important. It is not for everyone. So let's inspect. Hi, good to see you, Michael here, and I love inspecting cool tech. And if you're watching this video, probably you're not casually browsing. You are probably deciding. You're thinking, should I switch? Is it worth the time? Is it too complicated? And after 1 full year of daily usage, testing, breaking things, fixing things, optimizing dashboards, tweaking the Zigbee coverage, and this has been a real challenge, I have learned a lot. And these are the 6 biggest realizations I'd love to share with you. So if you're serious about starting with Home Assistant, advice number 1, do not overcomplicate the hardware. I mean, the hosting environment. Yes, you can install it. You can run it on Raspberry Pi. Yes, you can run it on Docker, on most of the NAS devices. You can use an old mini PC or virtualize everything. But after 1 year of real-world usage, here's my calm but strong advice. Just get Home Assistant Green if you're a starter. And no, I'm not affiliated with Nabocaso, who happen to be the manufacturer of the hardware. It just happens to be darn good. You plug in the power, then you plug in the Ethernet, you open a browser, do the initial configuration, and that's it. No SD cards failing, no weird performance inconsistencies, no late-night troubleshooting because your DIY setup decided to act up. And something that many people underestimate, the power efficiency. This thing is running 24/7 every day, all year. Compared to running mini PC constantly, HA Green is one of the most power-efficient ways to run Home Assistant operating system. And when your server never sleeps, that matters. If you're high intent and ready to commit, start simple. You can always upgrade later, but starting clean makes a big difference. Now let's talk about the reality versus what YouTube videos promise. Online, Home Assistant looks magical. Install an integration, add an automation, done. That's not how it usually works. A good setup takes time, a lot of time. You don't just connect the Zigbee device and celebrate that everything is working flawlessly. You check for compatibility. Well, technically not right away. You start doing so after the first incompatibilities show up. You check the signal strength, you evaluate the link quality data, you might have to move routers or repeaters between floors or rooms, you experiment with channel interference, you rename entities properly so that you don't have to do it after 6 months once everything becomes a big mess. So there's a lot more on top of your current expectations. I've worked through multi-floor grouping with Zigbee. This is really annoying, but the variety of devices and the affordable price for some models are hard to ignore. I've also spent countless hours on custom dashboards, energy monitoring, PM2.5 sensor comparisons, conditional cards, custom tab actions for temperature history. None of that was one click. Home Assistant is powerful, but it rewards effort, not shortcuts. If you enjoy building systems and refining them, you're gonna love this journey. If you want instant perfection out of the box, you will be frustrated. This one hit me hard. Installing Home Assistant is easy. Building a smart home that feels seamless, that takes months, and I'm not even close to being ready. You don't just add a smart switch, you integrate it into your logic. You group it correctly. After you do that a few times incorrectly, you connect it to automations. You can add it to energy dashboards, or you can test edge cases, or you can refine the notifications so that you're not spammed at 2 a.m. in the morning. Now, multiply that by dozens of devices. At some point you realize this isn't a product, it's a living project. But here's what I learned after a year: the time compounds. The first few months are heavy. You're constantly adjusting, but once the foundation is solid, everything becomes smoother and much easier. Now my lights react instantly. If they don't, I know that someone has unplugged my Zigbee router. There are plenty of automations. They feel almost invisible. My dashboards actually start to make sense and look good thanks to the invaluable contribution of many users that share their YAMLs and designs online. My energy tracking gives me some insights. Still on the way to doing this even better. conclusion is that the early efforts pay off later. A few years ago, Home Assistant had a reputation. It was only for developers. I think that barrier is gone. With AI and some tools, you can write YAMLs, you can debug configurations, fix indentation errors, create mushroom cards. This is a bit more complex and requires installing a module called Hacks. But actually, without it, to me, Home Assistant feels powerless. You don't need to be a programmer, you need patience. AI doesn't eliminate learning, but it removes fear. You're no longer having a blank configuration file wondering where to start, and you have someone to ask for help. If you're hesitant because you think, I can't code, that's no longer a strong excuse. Your biggest challenge won't be syntax, it will be persistence. Now, let's talk about some of the negatives. And while I totally enjoy using Home Assistant Green, it comes with certain limitations. Once you start expanding, adding a Zigbee coordinator, maybe a thread support, possibly Z-Wave, and maybe another extra antenna, you will quickly notice that USB ports become precious. It's not a deal breaker, and a simple USB hub can solve it, but it's part of the planning. Smart homes grow, they don't shrink. Chances are that you're going to be tempted to try yet another protocol that needs a dedicated antenna, and thinking ahead saves frustration later. This is the biggest lesson I've learned after 1 year. It's not about flashy dashboards, and it's not about automations which can impress your guests. It is about ownership. Your data stays local. Yes, I still have some integrations which go through cloud services such as the Xiaomi Cloud or Roborock Cloud, but I'm really happy that I got rid of Tuya, got rid of Yeelight, of Govi, Bamboo Lab, and some others. Furthermore, your automations usually don't depend on cloud servers. Your devices wouldn't stop working because a company discontinued the support. They may stop only if your Home Assistant crashes, which for almost 1 year never really happened to me. And when something breaks, you have enough of data and logs to start troubleshooting it. Then you can adjust and then you can improve it. That mindset shift is powerful. You stop being a consumer of smart gadgets, you become the architect of your own system, which makes troubleshooting much easier and making everything a lot more efficient. And once you experience that level of control, it's hard to go back to ecosystems where you're just a user inside someone else's rules, interface, and logic. So if you want full control, deep customization, flexible integrations, and long-term ownership, Home Assistant running on HA Green is unmatched. If you want that plug-and-forget simplicity, zero maintenance and limited debugging, stick with Google Home and Apple Home or whatever you currently like. After 1 year running Home Assistant on HA Green, I wouldn't go back. It changed the way I choose my smart home products, but I also understand why some people would try it and quit. This isn't about convenience, it's about commitment. So if you're watching this, you're probably seriously considering it, and here is my advice. Start simple in terms of hardware. Get Home Assistant Green, I really enjoyed it, or find a hosting environment that is reliable and reported to be working for many other users. Add just one protocol at a time. Don't try to automate your entire house over a weekend. Use AI when necessary or just to check and verify your configuration. And treat that whole thing as a long-term build. Having backups of your configuration each and every day is a must-have so that you can easily revert to a state which you know was working a day ago. And if you want, in the next video I can break down my Zigbee topology or show you how I got inspiration about the design of the dashboards that you saw throughout the video, and some other very handy tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments if this has helped you to make a decision. Please support the channel with a like and subscription. 1 year with Home Assistant, and honestly it feels like we're just getting started. Have a good one. I'm Michael. Gonna see you soon.